During my childhood days, I used to be very fond of cartoons. I still am. Also, I was very good at drawing, but I only used to draw cartoon pictures. So one day, my little sister came home from her school and showed me a sketchbook. That sketchbook belonged to one of her friends. Also, when I saw that sketchbook, it contained some really good sketches. I was amazed to see that creative girl's talent. As usual, my sister started bragging about her friend's creative talent and she stopped over a very beautiful sketch of a girl and she challenged me that you won't be able to draw one that was even near to it. I said, okay. I took the challenge and said, okay, I'll do it. That was the easy part. It took around 2 days and 18 hours in total to draw my first sketch. And that too, after taking much help from Google on sketching techniques and zeroing on Emma Watson's lovely wallpaper as my first sketch subject. So, still after making that sketch and going on with it, still I was only able to match up around 60% in terms of quality to what that little girl had drawn, even after so much hard labor. Now, when I look back, I feel much more relaxed and I can draw much better, and that too in a matter of minutes. So, what's the crux of the story? It's pretty simple actually. Would I have ever realized what I am capable of hadn't my little sister shown me that sketchbook that day and thrown that stupid challenge to me? The answer is no. Creativity is there in each and every one of us. But to bring out that talent, we need to think innovatively. And by thinking innovatively, I simply mean don't wait for someone to challenge you to step up. Seize every opportunity and make use of all the free time you have got. It happens with most of us, like whenever we are asked, we are giving a new opportunity or we are asked for a new question, we simply say, no, I don't know that. That's not my area of expertise. What would I gain from it? Guys, we need to broaden our thinking horizon to see the big picture. Okay. Now, most of the questions that come to our mind. For example, whenever we talk about innovation and creativity, main questions that come to our mind. Why are we always told to be more creative, to come up with more innovative ideas? Aren't the traditional ways a much better option and also a safer one? Let's see. As you can see, Egyptians were already innovating 5,000 years ago when they came up with candle. Moving on, by the grace of Sir Thomas Alva Edison, we got the light bulb. And then in the late 90s, the CFLs, and now the mighty LEDs. This is a linear process, and it will continue as long as we dare to broaden our thinking horizon. And also, that's why innovation and creativity are also a necessity, as without it, who knows, we would be still stuck at a candle or a light bulb. Now, a few days back, an interesting thing happened to me. I guess not so interesting. I snapped my finger during a road trip, and the result was that I was not able to use my index finger for next few days. After about a week and a half, when the bandages were removed and my finger healed, I noted an interesting fact. My mind had completely forgotten the use for that finger. Even while doing the most basic daily tasks, such as picking up a cup of tea or typing on a keyboard, then actually this is what happens. Our mind is trained in such a way, and this is where the key role of innovation and creativity comes in. Innovation and creativity serve as the basic tools which are required to unlock the potential that otherwise will remain unknown to our minds. Now let me share with you some stats. According to a study, at the age of 5, most of us are using around 5%, around 80% of our creative potential. We used to invent daily. Remember those Lego planes and Lego castles, how they used to be our biggest innovation? And now comes the scary truth. Can anyone guess how much our creative potential drops by the age of 15? Any guesses? It drops to a mere 2%. And that too, and it stays there for the rest of our lives. Now, the question comes, how did this happen? What had led to this decline? The very answer lies in the question itself. Those hows and whats are the real answer. And the question is, they disappear from our life as we grow up. Remember our childhood days, the irritating question we used to ask, and that too they never used to stop? Then the school comes in, and we are transformed into learning machines. And we never dare to question beyond the horizon of our books. After that, it's fight for good grades and a better college. Is that it? No. If we just start asking those hows and whats, things will change. These hows and whats fuel our creativity and innovation. And just for example, if we can start them in day-to-day activities by asking some regular question. How is that page functioning? What is the underlying technology of that tool? How is that guy able to code so fast? This will give us a path, a way to explore, and all we have to do is explore the unknown. Now, another thing that has helped me a lot is this. Let me show you. That was the wrong side. Yeah. You might wonder that this is just a notepad. No. But for me, it's my doodle book. As you know, our mind functions in such a fashion, around 3,000 thoughts our mind processes in every hour, and the count goes well beyond 60,000. How many out of those do we remember or recall during the day? So, this is the basic tool. Whenever any thought or creative thing comes to your mind, just note it down. Then you will realize the importance of it when you have it look and later in the day. For example, this is just a random click from my doodle book where some daily thoughts came into my mind, and it has contained some regular thoughts that's come. But I have mentally made it my mind to look at my doodle book every day before I go to sleep. Now, let's clear some myths. What you see before is picturization of human brain. This was used by Mercedes-Benz as a part of their whole brain ad campaign. The logic behind is that it is actually based upon a popular belief that left half of the brain is more analytical and logical as compared to the right half of the brain, which is considered to be more creative and more innovative. The idea behind is to achieve that perfect blend, that perfect balance to succeed. Now, learning is a gradual process, and it is not at all very difficult. I know we all are very busy reading hundreds of mails daily and performing very technical tasks. But guys, have we forgotten the joy of working in the IT field? I still remember my childhood days. For me, becoming a software engineer was a dream come true. For me, it was like becoming a super genius hacker who can crack all the codes with some click on keyboards. I won't say that is impossible, but that kind of expertise can only come via knowledge. And knowledge is not at all difficult to gain. For example, I use just another thing. Learn something new every day. For a Unix guy, it may be learning a new Unix command. For a DBA, it can be learning a new SQL query, and so on. This is just a way. And there are 1,000 others. You just have to explore and find one that suits you. And going ahead, I would like to finish with something good. So, okay. In the end, guys, don't give up, charge and give it all that you have got. And remember, just like Archimedes, your requirement can come at any time. Thank you.